And now we are starting the next session, which is technically post-lunch. I'm repeating my words. I hope you all enjoyed the lunch. Give me a bright smile if yes. Oh, thank you very much. So this is a panel discussion again, and the theme for the panel discussion is Martech Magic, orchestrating a personalized customer journey. And for the same, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be requesting you all to please put your hands together. For session chair, I would like to call Mansi Bhatia, Chief Business Officer, Shoe Glue. Ekta Arora, Associate Vice President, E-Commerce, Swiss Beauty. Kiran Rathod, Head of Growth, FS Life. Shayak Mirza, Vice President, Digital North and E-Commerce, PhD. Na taaliyan hai, na shor hai. I don't feel like everybody enjoy the lunch. And इस सेशन को चेयर करने के लिए we have with us Mansi Bhatia, Chief Business Officer from Shoe Glue. And alongside, I would like to call here Aruna Daryanani, Director and Business Head, Amazon Mini TV. Please join us. So, over to you, Chair, Mansi Bhatia ji. I hope all the mics are working. Over to you. And just a humble request, kindly stick to the time. You have the timer right in front of you.
Yeah, we talk a lot.
I understand.
Am I audible? Yeah. I think this is working, right? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction. I think you've already introduced everyone, but thank you so much. Thank you, Aruna, for joining in. Little last minute, but it was really nice to have you, actually. And obviously, we have all the marketeers, as he very rightly pointed out. And the topic is going to be we would like it to be in depth, but let's see how, you guys, we are very open to questions. We are very open to, answer if there's anything coming up in your mind and you want to ask us. So let me start, as the topic is, how personalization and how we are taking, personalization with us into the brands. So my first question to all of you, actually, we'll go one by one. I don't want one question for, so all of us, I want to hear all your thoughts. So I think the first I want to cover is, with changing of consumer behavior, and I think all of us are changing a lot, and how we shop online and how we used to shop online before. In fact, online, offline, everywhere. Our behavior is continuously changing. We are expecting more from the brand. We are expecting more in a lesser time frame, quicker, with the best quality. And with this changing consumer behavior, how we as brands are changing. Do you feel the shift, that is happening? How we bringing in the personalization, which is the word these days in the Martech industry. So how are we bringing in personalization with this changing behavior? And I would love to hear all your thoughts. So starting from you, Ekta.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I think you had a great lunch. So answering to Mansi's question, right now we think between the brands and the customer, the gap has been reduced due to digitization. And due to which, the customer's perspective, his browsing behavior, purchasing behavior has changed a lot. Gen Z is the word that we, hear a lot. So that's millennials, Gen Z. So customer segmentation and all is coming up so immensely, and brands are striving hard to work towards that. So what I feel is that for us, being at Swiss Beauty, we do customer mapping of his journey is very important for us. Like at which stage the customer is in during his buying cycle or purchase cycle. So we try to target and segment the data according to that, which we say, whether he's in awareness stage, whether decision-making stage. So that plays a very critical role, and how we differentiate it, lipstick as a category, if I say. So it's a very flirtatious category. So how I think my lipstick is different from the competitor, right? It's a red lipstick, how I sell it. So content plays a very critical role over there, how my content strategy is structured. That's how, we try to position and make relevance to our customers, the TGs. Yes.
Hello. Yeah, it's working. It's fine. I think see, time and beyond, we've, from the start, in fact, we have sort of got into personalization at various levels, right? And starting from the likes of, the big tech partners. Right now, based on how varied the consumer journey is, it's not linear anymore, right? And as I think she mentioned that there's a lot of cohorts which are between Gen Z, millennials, then there's a lot of demographics, etc. Right? So we need to also uncomplicate them for them to, view our ads as marketeers, for us, for them to understand what a advertiser is communicating, right? And hence personalization makes a very in-depth connection with that audience once the exposure or impression happens. So I think personalization is, anyways, matlab, we've been seeing and we've been talking about it in multiple panels that it's the need of the hour, it's the need of the hour, and slowly and gradually we are moving towards a more automated structure of personalization using the technology and partners and everything. But yeah, I think this has been from the start. It was more to do with targeting first, and now to do with slowly and gradually to creatives, and then more into content, and as we go we'll be seeing more in terms of tech, I believe, as well.
Hello. Yeah. So, for me, personalization cuts across a lot of things, right? It is not just you sending a message to, your audience and, have using those, tags and all. The user has to, understand and see that, this is my brand, this is the language, this is the communication, I am understanding that these brands, resonate with me, right? So, and you also with changing behaviors, right? You see that you can't be stagnant with your product, portfolio, or with your marketing strategy, or with your supply chain, anything, with your communication, brand, content, everything. It has to keep, evolving if you really want to keep up with the, changing, customer, behavior and all. To give you one example that, so just want to set a context that, we at FS Life, that's Fable Street, it's an, women apparel brand. And it's mostly started as a formal wear brand. So then, we understand that maybe 3-4 years back, we started as a more, conservative brand, right? We make clothes more conservatively. But then we understand that there are a lot of consumers which are coming to our, website and purchasing, and they want more fashion-forward, products and clothes from us. So then we change our strategy in terms of our product portfolio, and then how to market those consumers and getting back them to our and also explore new consumers and new users which might buy our products.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I am from Amazon Mini TV, which is our free entertainment service, ad supported. So we have two customers. One is our viewer and one is our advertisers. And as you know, content is as personal as it can get. Everyone, like even within the same demographics, the content viewing habits can vary drastically. And there is enough and more data to show that if once a customer visits an app and if he or she is not able to find anything within the first 30 seconds to a minute, they tend to just move on. So personalization is like super critical. I think Amazon has had a tremendous background in machine learning logic in terms of automation, in terms of really looking at vast amounts of data which we could leverage. And we were able to sort of bring that together for Mini TV. So even within the same genre, say romance shows, you have so many subsets, some are thriller romance, light-hearted romance, etc. And based on, whatever you viewed in the past, how long you have viewed in the past, we will be able to give those recommendations very effectively. And that is super critical for scale of any content service. Correct. And on the advertiser lens, like I think Amazon knows shopping the best. I don't think there is any other digital player that would understand that even better. So from an advertiser lens, we understand our customers' shopping behavior very well, and we are able to match that with what the advertisers are looking for. And once you do that, that symphony is so beautiful because all your downstream metrics will itself start showing whether a person is seeing an ad that is personalized for that individual. Automatically, the higher the click rates, the higher the consideration purchase, higher the ad recall is something that we look. So personalization plays a big role on both the sides.
So I would also like to add, like, since, like, Kiran was mentioning about Fable Street and how, like, they have also evolved over times. So, on social handles, like, what I used to see an ad before, like, now is, like, I see a lot of Fable Street ads as comfortable wear. I mean, and, like, maybe it's because of my purchase history, or it's because of my behavior of how I am behaving on social handles. But that's very, very impressive how FS is actually targeting the audience as per what they're actually viewing or what they might have viewed in the past. So I think that's something, like, so I mean, I literally see FS ads as comfortable wear, comfortable pants, office, like, and etc. Like, it goes on. So I think a good combination of content and marrying with, like, the right strategy of how to reach out to your customer is very essential when it comes to personalization. Yeah. So I think let's move on a little bit. Like, we talked a little bit broader, like, 30,000 feet. Let's go deeper. And now the customer data is actually, like, we've talked about that, okay, personalization is very important. And we know that, okay, if we try to understand a consumer's journey, the touch points keeps on increasing and increasing on the website, on any particular subscription channel, any OTT, anything, right? On a brand website, on marketplace, the touch points keeps on increasing and hence increases our data. Now the data is so much. How do you understand now your audience, and how do you actually try to take out the insights, and how you feel that, okay, now this insight will be very, useful to me, and if I am able to take out something out of this data and actually send it to a social handle and run an ad, then it's going to be beneficial. So would love to understand your view as to how you feel data plays a role when it comes to actually, personalization, like, and what as you as brands, and we would love examples, like, you as brands are doing when it comes to data. So over to you, Ekta, please.
So data is like a key element for a marketer or for any other domain. If I talk about supply chain or any other domain in the organization. So from the perspective of marketing, what we see is we have around 25,000 touch points, which includes our modern trade outlets, which includes our EBOs and our D2C and many other marketplaces that we are on. So integrating data becomes very crucial for us, and then targeting to the customer through their preferred channels. That becomes very important for us at a brand level. So for that, if I'll just take an example, it enables us to build and align campaigns very effectively. So if I say Swiss Beauty is very East heavy brand, so we get a lot of sales from East as a region. Over there, Durga Puja, if I say, is a very known festivity that's being celebrated, right? And eyes as a category is the one during Durga Puja, which the people want over there. So we try to create 360-degree campaign in a way that it's effective to that particular target audience, and we try to leverage our data in that manner that it goes to only those particular kind of cohorts and target audience with my respective channels. Yeah, so that's how one minuscule example that I could give to the audience regarding how effectively, the data plays role for us.
I'd sort of see, it's there are, as Ekta said, and we all know as marketers, there are multiple touch points where a consumer or at a CRM level or at in fact, an employee level, right? So for example, for one of our client, Royal Enfield, in 2020, where COVID actually hit us, there was unfortunate opportunity which lies, right, that we centralized all dealers, right, RE, centralized everything, everything was digitized, right. Then slowly and gradually we came up and we built a CDP, which was integrated with all the CRMs of the world, of the ERPs of the world, right. So now, once you know exactly that if a first party data or a first party, consumer onto my website has filled a lead, and then even gotten and purchased a bike and has, done a drive to, let's say, a Ladakh. So what exactly is the temperature they are going at, right? What is the search journey, the consumer journey? And then you target them based on what their behavior is. That's how important the data is. There are breadcrumbs. It's basically you collect all the breadcrumbs and you make the dish out of it. So it's that.
So for us, any marketer, three questions are really important. That what we want to push, right, and whom to push, and what to push, right, and sorry, how to push. So and data plays a very important role there, because data will tell you that what are the products or categories which you really want to basically market to your right set of audience, right, and then how you can leverage data to improve your ROI and all. So I'll give you one example. We kind of uh, collect all the data points and have our single dashboard where we understand the whole customer journey at one place, and understand his or her purchase behavior. And for example, if we want to target that customer through CRM, we would know that what was his first transaction, what was his second transaction, what was his third or fourth transaction. If we know that first transaction is, let's say, I have acquired a customer from Tops, and that customer generally has a second transaction in dresses or something else, I know that what products she will like, right, after her first transaction. So we try to push those kind of products and those kind of categories in CRM and through ads and all, and it gives us also to make our content strategy more robust, where we understand that since our customer like these categories and products, we want to create such kind of content, also the kind of communication it works. So we cut our we understand our creatives at very granular level, right, where we understand that this particular sort of things has worked in a particular creative, right, and an ad, maybe this kind of communication and something there. So we understand and we analyze each data point, and then create our content and brand strategy for ads and CRM and or for all the outreach. And also one more example is that if you know that there are certain categories which is like good for acquisition, right, and there are categories which is good for retention, and then if you understand that what is an LTV of certain category, if you acquire a customer from one category, and then that that customer is a very good customer, you have acquired a good good quality customer, then understanding the LTV and acquisition cost will basically tells the product and marketing team to focus on your product portfolio, what to push. So that will solve what to push. And we also use data or audience data, where we understand that certain kind of audiences coming from a geography or location or device, or maybe a cost of device, since ours is a more premium brand. So we have seen that the LTV of high cost devices are more than low cost devices. So then we create sort of